Hello, everyone. Welcome again. But before we get started, just wanted to take the time out to show our appreciation to every one of you guys for who's ever liked, subscribed, commented, however you spread our platform out a little bit. Just wanted to give our sincere gratitude and appreciation for what you guys have done for us since day one. It's been a fun journey being able to do this for you guys. It started off as just something for fun we wanted to do, but at the same time, I mean, this has given us a lot of perspectives and how to look at things outside of just what we have and our experiences that we've shared. So for that, I just want to say thank you, and for all the newcomers that are here, we welcome you to a particular thing, and hopefully you enjoy the sessions that we have. Um, and like I said, we look forward to having more feedback and commentary. If there's anything you guys would like to hear or would like for us to share, we're all ears for that though. So just want to say again, thank you so much for supporting us. We greatly appreciate it. Anything you'd like to add?
I just want to say thank you guys. I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate it. This is a fun ride, a fun journey, and the feedback really does help us grow and get better. And so it's much appreciated. And with that, thank you. We just want to hop in. This is a particular thing. I'm Khalil,
I'm Lupe.
and we're gonna get to chatting today. And the thing that we want to talk about today is, failure. Failure is one of those things that people shy from. People, it's a conversation that people don't want to talk about. Failure carries shame. um and we want to cover that with you guys today, because failure, I when as a manager in business, and as a leader in business, one of the things that I've always told people is to fail forward. Failing is one of them things. It's like, it seems so bad. It's like, this sucks. I messed up. I'm not gonna make it back from this. People are gonna see this, and sometimes the word failure carries shame. No, it doesn't have to be shameful. Fail forward. You fail. You fail, or what seems like a failure might not be that failure. You say you failed, but really you just learned a lesson, and from that failure, what was the lesson? And I think that's what we kind of want to talk about today. We can kind of touch on some of our personal failures, or things in life where we felt like we failed, and kind of just give a little bit of inspiration in that fact. Uh, I guess, Lupe, what is your kind of take on failure?
Well, I mean, failure overall, I mean, is obviously almost everything can be subjective, but failure, like again, has like a large spectrum of what it can mean in terms of uh, personal, relationship, work, and all facets of life. Failure has a and can be very detrimental to people depending on how they view it and how they go about it. Though I think with that, um, with that sense, like they said, you every failure is a learning experience. There's room for growth. Um, Never be afraid to fail. And it took time to really try to develop that mindset. Early on, we're fragile. We're aiming our hardest to try to shoot for perfection in almost everything that we do. At least I know I did. Um,
There was only one perfect man that ever lived, and the name was Jesus.
you
So
know, yeah, yeah. And I mean, my family can tell you. I mean, like the biggest thing for me that is, I always took my academics very seriously. Um,
I can
so,
attest to that.
so I, I'm always,
Nerd.
I'm thinking about the bus thing. Like me chasing down the bus so that I make it to school. Uh, yeah, I was that dedicated. Uh, but it crushed me. That I would try so hard to make these good grades, and it wasn't because um somebody told me I need to be this way or all that. It was something in me that I've always wanted to challenge myself to rise to the occasion to make it happen. So the very first time I got like I think it was like a C plus or like a D, bro, that crushed me. It crushed me so hard because I'm like, I put in all this work and I come up short like this. I was so like disappointed in myself, and I went to go try to get, some console and whatnot though. And everyone's like, you can learn from that though. You're trying so hard at it, but maybe it's another way of thinking to try to go around that. And so using that kind of model since then has kind of helped me go through my progressions in life whenever I come up short on something. It gets me to sit back, reflect, and try to navigate. Okay, I did it my way this way, and it didn't work out. So it's not necessarily a failure to say that, I failed completely. It's just more so I failed in this manner. So I try to, you know, work through those progressions as best I can and let it not assassinate my character. That's number one that I've learned to try to go through to figure out that just because I failed at that point in time doesn't change exactly who I am. It doesn't affect the character that I built up. So I try to apply that almost everywhere that I go in to, like I said, whether if it's in uh, relationships, work, whatever it may be. I have plenty of failures in my life, but I've used every single one of them to try to build and grow from it though, because I know if I didn't, I would be stuck, and it wouldn't be anybody's problem but mine. And I'm very happy and proud to say here now that although I'm not a perfect person, but I keep trying, and that's the whole point. Is if you fail and you don't do anything, I feel that that's failure.
Yeah, no, and failure, it doesn't define you; it refines you. I mean,
It's true.
I think I heard that on the Jay Shetty podcast, if I'm not mistaken. But failure does not define you; it refines you. So one of the big failures I think about in life, and I don't I one of the big failures that I have reflected on in life was me flunking out or dropping out of college, because that was a big one. Nobody in my family had ever been to college before, um, and so I was the first one to kind of go out and venture out into that. Um, and I didn't make it. But I remember those months following me flunking out. Um, they were hard months. I remember being depressed. I remember, you know, sitting on Xbox, sitting on Xbox, talking with, um, I was talking with you, the bros, and your brother Telly, and I remember I was giving, um, I don't know what compelled me to even, try and give Telly some sort of motivation.
You were kind of like in a sense like
I,
giving him feedback of like how things have been going with you, and you were basically like spilling it. You
yeah,
were
I
kind of,
wasn't in a good spot.
yeah.
I straight up wasn't in a good spot,
Even though you were laughing, you were having a good time. The bros, the rest of us, picked up at that point like, okay, something's wrong. But to tell you, you two were having a funny, back and
we
forth
were having,
conversation.
yeah.
But we picked up though.
No, and I remember telling Telly, like, get it together. I just flunked out of college, man, and now I'm just a bum ass nigga on Xbox. And excuse my excuse my language, but I remember sitting here talking to Lupe's brother and telling him that, and that's a story that we still laugh about to this day. But it was in that failure. I'm gonna put quotes there, in that failure of flunking out of college, that I was led into a different journey, leading me deeper into the family business that I was working in then, and growing into growing into a different and better person, and kind of moving forward with life and growth. And you know, there's a lot of things that I would say if I didn't flunk out of college, one of the things, I don't think I would be as well connected with bros like you and the rest of the gang as I would be, because I remember when I went off to college, and I'm sure you probably remember this as well. I kind of pulled away from I pulled away from everybody, and so I pulled away from a lot of relationships in that time.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, I don't see me flunking out as a failure. I saw it as a setup for a different for a new chapter in life, and that's it took me a while to get to that point, to realize that I wasn't a failure. But then when successes in business started happening and I started to understand life a little bit more, I was in that space when I needed to be in that space. I flunked out, and it happened for a reason. And once again, kind of go back to that, failure doesn't define you, it refines you. It refined me, and it really taught me a lot. So I'm thankful and grateful for that experience of failure. And I've experienced many, many more, and I'll continue to experience them. But what I know is every time I quote unquote fail, it's not me, it's not a legitimate failure. It's me it's me working closer towards my purpose and whatever that purpose is. And it's giving me valuable lessons that I can share with you guys, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, like a failure, I look at it as, it gives you a chance, like you said, to grow, learn from it, to get back to the drawing board again. You tried it this way, and it didn't pan out that way. You got this result, so tweak it a little bit more until you get what you're going after, until it sits completely the way you kind of envisioned it out, though. Um, but you can be knocked down for a bit. It can set you back a little bit, though, and that's perfectly fine. That's through those progressions of emotions and feelings and whatnot, though. But don't let it consume you so much into it, though. It's not anything you can't come back from. And then on top of that, what is a good plus to have is solid, support, and words of encouragement wherever you can get it from, sources of, your resources and whatnot, though. I mean, they come in all facets in life, though, whether if it's through a mentor, through a family member, role models, figures, friends, I call him friend, but that's my brother. Um, you know, but those that can actually reach you and at a certain level to help get you out of that, because the hardest thing to cope with is criticism, and the worst criticizer is yourself.
Always.
You're going to be the only one that's going to hold yourself back. So, you really have to try your hardest to shake that, and that comes with time. I mean, and it's never easy. It's not going to happen overnight, but through time, you start to realize how durable you can become. And a failure happens, take a day, maybe a day or two, and get right back at it, though.
But you made it this far for a reason.
Like the Rocky Balboa, how he tells me, it's not about how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and get back up.
Yeah.
Know?
Amen. Yeah.
And that's a solid quote. I really like that a lot, and I try to implement that type of lifestyle or mindset. And for everyone else that's out there, if you failed, we're gonna laugh at you. No, I'm just kidding. Gotta keep it a little light, just want to make everybody laugh a little bit, though. If you failed, it's okay. I'm here to tell you it's okay. We're here to let you know that it's gonna happen. Your plan is never always gonna work the way it should.
Hey, we make plans and God laughs. So you know, you can word it any way. You can word, however you want it, whether it's the universe or whatever for you. But you make a plan and things don't always go as planned. That doesn't mean it's a failure. That just means it wasn't meant to be. And so I think we can close it out with once again the same thing that I've repeated a couple times, which is failure doesn't define you, it refines you. And today that is a particular thing. I'm Khalil,
I'm Lupe.
and we're out.